What is up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. I feel like it's been forever since we did this. I don't know, how long has it been? You did the last two.
Yeah, it's been a while, but I did the last 2 years with Mash and Lita.
Yeah. So welcome back. Today is just going to be general chat. We were supposed to have a guest on, which I don't think we should mention. Let's keep it a secret for
we
now.
should mention it. He sleeps on the line as well, but anyway.
Yeah, that's enough. Okay.
Yeah.
So what has all happened since we've been here?
What is up, guys?
There was a couple of events. Let's start off. It was Drag Nationals, Talton, a couple of Midval events. It feels like every weekend I'm
Midway,
out at Midval.
You also went to Midway, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in between.
I haven't been to Midway.
Have you not been to Midway?
I haven't been to Midway.
But there was events there, I think, yeah. There
Yeah.
was TDI Day. I thought you were a TDI boy, so I thought you were there.
I went to Cash Days.
Oh, yeah,
I had
Cash
to
Days.
poll up. Everyone voted for Cash Days,
Yeah.
so couldn't let the guys down. Went for Cash Days.
Thanks for covering us on that one. It was like
Yeah.
Cash Days is always a nice vibe. The Oaks betting on the line and stuff. But it was a bit of a, like we were speaking now, obviously with the classes, the crowd is not accustomed to who's racing in what class. It's not clarified to them. Obviously the profile of how the actual Cash Days takes place.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was still fun towards the end of the day with the cash betting. So who doesn't want to make money?
Yeah,
So
I remember because even for me, filming, I was standing there and there was a lot of runs that I was, how can I put it, confused as to what classes is running, and so that is something that I think they can improve on.
Yeah.
Maybe run the classes together or whatever. You guys who saw the video would know because I left it raw. So the way you saw it, usually what I do is I put all the brackets together and put them together in the video, and then group up the next bracket and put them together. But with this one, I left it raw, so you guys would have seen that it was very confused as to a 10-second car going down, followed by 11-second car, back to a 10-second car. But yeah, other than that, it was a great event.
100%. I think also, if I recall, obviously it happened. They were cramped up for time because of obviously the issue with the prepping, and they wanted to give the Oaks enough time also to run without the competition with prep. So everything got pushed very towards the late afternoon. They're obviously racing against time there. So what was happening was they would do the 11-second class, and if they already knew who was in the semi-finals or the finals for the 10-second, they would bring them straight through. So the class necessarily wouldn't get finished. So that's why obviously your videos would be, like you say, raw and mixed match. But other than that, yeah, I had fun. Cash Days was like, I didn't race, customers raced, but it was a lacquer event. It was a pity that obviously that small incident Makulu boss had, but at least he's okay. There has been some rough accidents the last couple of events that we'll touch on. Talton, there was 2 big ones.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I feel like that is where we're heading because our cars are getting faster and faster with each event we're going to.
Yeah.
I mean, the guys are importing parts. Everyone's doing their bit to get the cars faster. So I mean, it's inevitable at the end of the day. It's gonna happen at some stage.
Well, look, in all forms of motorsport, like we discussed with Lita, when it comes to breakages, accidents, it's motorsport. It's going to happen. It's an unfortunate thing, something that you have to accept as a racer or whatever it might be, an event organizer. You're going to have, you'll be lucky where you'll have 3, 4. I mean, there was a time where there was a good couple of events and there was never an incident. Then one Talton event or one event at another track, and then there's 2 or 3 accidents on a day. But like I say, it's not, it's nothing from mismanagement, from track point of view, whatever. It's just the reality of the motorsport game as such. Because again, when we watched the circuit racing with the bikes the other day.
Yeah, this weekend when we were at Red Star, there was a nasty accident.
Yes,
the
yeah.
guy was fortunate enough. I think he broke his collarbone or dislocated or broke it. Yeah, so it was a bad accident, but he managed to get out fairly safe, if I can put it like that.
100%.
It's all part of motorsport. I mean,
that's exactly it.
It happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, with the cars keep on getting faster and faster, I'm pretty sure we'll see it more often. I'm pretty sure the organizers are trying their best to put things in place to prevent it, but it is going
100%. Like JP's been doing the barriers at Midval, which has helped. We've seen a lot of cars come short and go towards the barrier and it's obviously a little bit safer because those tires really react as a slingshot. You know, if the car goes into the tires at the speed that they travel, they come straight back out. It's literally, you know, it's like a ricochet. It makes it go wild. So yeah. But yeah, on to better things or more positive things. The Drag Nationals coming up that you're attending this weekend.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen at Desi this weekend. To be honest with you, I can't really remember what happened at Midval with the first event. It's been such a long time and there's been so many events since the first one. I mean, the year is past its halfway mark and we're only now going into the second event. And then after this, there's going to be P and Cape Town. So it's going to come up quite often now. But I'm excited to see. I'll have to go through the things and see who's sitting where in the points and stuff. I'm actually not sure who's all going from the 011 side, but if I remember from Midval, the first round, there was a lot of KZN guys that came through. So we're hoping to see some, I think there was PE guys here as well.
There was a few PE guys, quite a bit of Durban Oaks, but unfortunately a lot of them had issues, if I'm not mistaken, with the cars. So
but they came in big numbers.
Big numbers, 100%.
So I'm pretty sure with the event there, it's going to be even better.
I would hope so for their sake. It, you know, it makes it fun. You get tired of racing the same people, seeing the same cars. It does get monotonous at the end of the day, just seeing the same people. Say, look, we're obviously friends and buddies with everyone. You do want to see them, don't get me wrong. But it's lucky to see obviously a mixture, and then obviously Joburg guys going down to Durban. So, and we like it because we go faster there. The Durban Oaks don't like to come here because, not because of the curry or the sea or anything, it's because they go slower here. So we know that story. We always tease them that they know they're going to be slower in Joburg. But kudos to the guys that do come up, that put on a show, you know, for the love of the sport, that race here. It's like, you know, yes, running times is what we all want to achieve, but also it's just the fun factor of it, you know, like when we have again Talton, that's only every 3 months or whatever, you actually sit at home and get bored and you're like, yeah, I'm so used to being racing every weekend, checking your Chinas, and now you wait 3 months for another event. So, you know, you actually realize how much of a lifestyle it is at the end of the day, and it's fun. Yeah,
and I mean, we're saying we all want to run times, but obviously running a record up here is not going to be easy, or as easy as it would be then to do it at the coast, but there's still going to be a personal best up here that you can try and break. Like I say, you're not going to, or not, it's not going to be easy to be the fastest here, but you can still come up and race here, have fun, and try and improve your personal best. I know it's far for a lot of guys, but I mean, the 011 boys travel all over, and the KZN guys, they do support that.
Look, it's not easy on the pocket. The nice thing Harry's got going, he backs his boykies there with helping with a lot of sponsorships, not only from himself, but he gets big corporate companies to assist, you know, involved in helping sponsor his guys, which allow them to obviously travel. Because like I say, it's not a cheap exercise. Again, motorsport isn't a cheap, you know, it's not a cheap hobby or whatever it might be, but definitely Harry obviously assisting the guys makes it possible for a lot of them to come in, not because they can't afford it, it just helps you ever so slightly. It's like, you know, if it's on a knife's edge and you're like, okay, well, I know I've got an extra buck here or two, I can go because I'm going to get the backing from whoever it might be. So that helps a lot. But also going back to what you were saying about records, hence why, you know, a lot of people get upset when they say, oh, but you got an altitude record, it should be a record all over. 100%, but there's a big difference between our altitude and Durban. And let alone Durban or PE, because PE's density at altitude DA that we spoke about in a few other podcasts, it's crazy. Like we've seen a minus DA, which you would normally see in the States. And there's a big difference when it comes to time alone. You know, if you could, I would say if you ran a 9.0 with 150 meter DA at PE versus when we saw it at minus 90, that's, if you got a properly tuned car, you would see maybe a 8.889. That's quite a bit of a difference.
Now, on that small increment.
On that small increment. But if you compare draggy from our DA to a DA overseas, same exit speed, same 60 foot, and you'll understand how big of a difference DA actually does make.
And for those that don't know, our DA up here, on an odd day, we see about 2.2, 2.3.
No, so summertime, we seen 3,000. We went like 3.2, 3.3. Summer, like a winter, you see 1.9s, 2.2s, 2.3s.
Yeah. And just to compare that with the coast, there we see 100, 200 thereabouts. And like we say, we have seen negative in PE. So just to show you the big jump that we have up here compared to down there.
And when you're chasing a record, you know, obviously you got Ricardo that we both know well. He's gone 8.0 numerous of times. To go that 0.1, people don't understand how much of effort, work, time. It's like, 0.1 doesn't sound a lot. We know, we understand. 0.1
Especially when you're going there. If you, let's say you're running a 13 to go from a 13.2 to a 13.1, that is a lot easier.
Yeah, you can
I'm
go
not
to the
saying
bathroom.
it is easy.
You just go to
but
the bathroom and you come back and you run it.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than if you're going 8s
Yeah.
to go a 0.1 quicker, like from 8.0 to a 7.9. But as we've seen before, once you hit that first 7.9,
Yeah.
it's going to become
Easy, yeah.
a thing. Yeah.
I'm 2 years down in still trying, but anyway.
Let's hope not, for his sake at least.
Yeah.
Let's hope not. You
Hopefully
remember
the
I
next
made him a
event.
promise. We're gonna film a podcast with him and we'll
Yeah.
keep it until he does the 7.9.
Well, we did
So
tell him it's the
won't
next
post
one,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, so we
Next
won't
one.
post it until he goes 7.9. Speaking about that, Talton, the last event was round 3, so there's one left. But I mean, the times we've seen at round 3,
It's
it
crazy.
was insane.
No, look, Talton, the track, the facility, it's just on another level. Funny enough, talking about DA is slightly higher at Talton than it is at Midval. But just the track prep and, you know, the track bite, whatever track bite they're using, in the way they prep the track, obviously speaking to the guys who are involved in management there, the day before, 2 days before, there's a lot of prep work gets involved there to get the track to where it is. The machinery that they have also, it's one of a kind in our country for what we have. So you see it in the times don't lie, and there's big cars going there. I mean, if you look at the first event at Talton that happened, the first actual event, how many guys actually went and ran PBs? A lot.
Yeah.
You know, and like you say, every event since, a lot of guys have
And
ran
I
PBs.
remember the first event this year, there was a lot of breakdowns, actually so many that at the end of the day, Cobus was doing hot laps on the bike because
yeah.
there was
Yeah.
no cars running left.
Yeah.
Everyone had issues on the day, but
Yeah.
just to show, we used to running midwall and all that stuff, and as soon as they get to the proper track, everyone
different.
runs into headaches
Everyone's
because
readjusting
then
traction
there's
control,
traction,
100%. Everyone's fighting themselves. Now they're confused and they're getting upset, which they shouldn't, because it's actually at a better, to their advantage, Check everyone adjusting traction control, and then this one is changing his launch control, and then but it's like, I enjoy Talton. It's a bit of a drive from Alberton, but we can't complain, you know, we can't have our bread butter on both sides.
Yeah, for us it's same if we go to Midwall or Talton, it's the same.
Yeah,
So
you
for
from
us, it
very
don't
far.
matter.
You from Kavuki.
But Leon, how long was Dupi's record standing?
Yo is flying. Yo, a while, I can't. It's been a while.
So he ran was it a 7.7?
Obviously, it was prior to COVID, so yeah, it's a good couple of years.
Yeah, so it's like 5 or 6 years.
5 or 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, and Leon ran what was it?
7.6. Was it a 7.6?
7.7.
I don't even recall. I was busy celebrating.
Let me check. Let me check.
Come on!
764 at 285.
7.64 seconds. Leon Lloyd.
So Leon's previous run was I think a 764 something. That makes him the fastest four-cylinder in South Africa. As I was saying, that makes him the fastest four-cylinder in South Africa, and he's looking to back it up.
Are you guys ready for Leon? He is the fastest car on track today.
763. 763.
Okay, so he ran a 763 at 287, which is amazing, and he backed it up.
Faster. The second one was faster.
That was the
The
second one.
second,
That
yeah,
was the fastest run.
Yeah.
There was not a big increment between the two, but I mean, to take down a record that's been standing that long, it's not easy. And we saw at the previous event, round 2, actually, he got extremely close.
Yeah.
But on the third one, he did it. So
And it's crazy to think that he also doesn't, like, how many times have you actually seen that Bucky the last 2 years?
No, they've been waiting for Talton.
100%.
I assume
Yes,
that's
yeah.
what they've been doing.
Yeah.
Is waiting for Talton because they stopped racing Midval. So it was always Midval, and then they stopped racing that, and then they went to Talton now.
No, it's
And
crazy.
it's still got it.
Talking of the 288 exit, some people wish that on the 800 meter. That's done it in a 400 meter space.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
In the 1400. I wonder if Nissan ever thought they'll have like a vehicle that would will be that fast.
I doubt.
Never
I
meant to
doubt.
be that fast.
I doubt.
Also, talking about 1400s, Rudolph's dad, that Worms Bucky. Yeah, that looks
I'm
like
getting goosebumps
he's
with all of
crazy.
his wheelies.
That looks. He must just put a wheelie bar. I know he likes the show, and obviously the chicks get excited, and maybe that's what he likes. I don't know if his wife likes it that much, but I mean,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rudolph is at the back
no,
of that Bucky.
Rudolph
He's
looking at
stressing
spraying
as
hard
well.
there on the start line. I checked
Yeah.
that one. That was quite funny.
Because he just stays in it. He
Yeah.
don't care.
Shooting for the stars. Woohoo! Wheels up again for 1410.
Yeah, no, crazy. But that Bucky is also quick for what it is, 2 liter
Yeah.
in the 8s.
And he had the bonnet fly open at the bottom.
At the
on
bottom
his, on
as
his
well.
new PB.
And they got a new bonnet back. They fixed it, ran again.
I see they fixed the Bucky now.
Yes,
they
yeah,
got the
did
roof
fix
fixed.
it. They did, yeah.
So at least we'll be seeing that one.
Look, there's a lot of cars, like on Facebook, I've been watching, I'm not going to mention names, but Oaks at build cars, suspensions, drag suspensions, out in Pretoria and out in other places. There's a lot of drag cars that have been or getting built the last 2 to 3 years that we haven't even seen, and completely new builds, people that we don't really know, but big builds. So I think like this year's been more of a finding your place type of thing, and Oaks getting comfortable again at Talton, and maybe guys are good. Next year I think we're going to see a handful of new cars. I saw Ben was busy with the Pro Mod
for
Supra.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think next year is also going to be quite lacquer racing. Obviously with the new track coming up, I see they've now put
Ishmael's
tar
track,
down.
yeah.
They've put the tar down already. So I think again on a positive note, drag racing in SA, obviously with the economy, it's tough, but there is growth somewhat, because you're not going to invest in a track or open up a track if there isn't, or if there isn't a future for it. And racing is always a big part of South Africans, I think, as a history. If you think about where they used to race, Black Rock back in the day, and whatever car they had, you would race it. So I don't think racing as such would die, as long as we've got the facilities, and it's, I can't say it's an affordable thing, but as long as you can afford it, I think we'll always have racing in South Africa.
Yeah.
So,
So let's touch on Ishmael's track quickly. I've only seen videos, but from what I've seen on the videos, it looks proper.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the safety and the standards of the track is going to be up to standard. But I'm pretty sure if you build a new track, you build it right the first time around.
Pretty much, because it's modern.
Yeah. So I'm very excited to see that actually. I don't know how long. Have you seen when he plans on doing an event or something?
No, he hasn't said anything. I haven't. I just see it on TikTok every now and then whenever he posts an update. Is what I see.
But I'm excited to see a new track open up.
Yeah.
And it's pretty central.
For us, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
but
it is pretty
also for
central.
guys from that side, it's closer for them than to come to Midval or Talton.
Yeah. It is pretty much central. Because obviously Midval's out on a plot that way, Talton's out on a plot that way. This is pretty much central.
Yeah. This is if I understand it correctly, it's close to the Rock Raceway, is it not?
Yes, Snake Road, off Snake Road in Benoni. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the property value and the chick values in property in Benoni might go up now at the racetrack there. No. The accidents, I don't know if you got any footages of the accidents that happened. I think you did post one.
I do have. I filmed Ramiz's run. I filmed Makulubos's run. It was only Rian's run. To be honest, I didn't think he was going to make another pass.
Yeah.
Because I was under the impression that after the jet car it's going to be done.
Close, yeah.
And he did another run. So I didn't actually see it in person. I saw it on a video on a TikTok. But yeah, on the other ones, Ramiz's run, I'm not sure what happened.
I also, well, no
the
one
car
said anything.
veered to the side heavily at the top end. It was bad. Luckily, no serious injuries. Same with Rian, as far as I'm aware, he's okay.
Yeah. He's sharp.
I think it was more of a big shock than actually something serious, which is a good thing. And then Makulubos, he was walking right after.
Yeah, no, he was fine. I also spoke to him after the.
He was walking. The
accident.
car is him and Ramiz's cars are done for.
Done. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Rian's car can be fixed.
Yeah, pretty much. I think it is fixable. We don't know obviously the extent, but from what we
I saw it on the van coming back. It was dark, but it didn't look too bad compared to the other two, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Makulubos and Ramiz's cars are done for.
Yeah.
So we'll probably see 2 more cars next year come out from them. Pretty sure they won't stop racing.
Yeah.
It's not Makulubos's first time.
Yeah, no. But they're always building something. I'm sure he's already got like 3 or 4 spare cars.
Yeah.
He's maybe already transplanted everything already. He must be testing now.
Most probably, yeah.
Yeah, Rian went past the traps like at 300 km an hour and had that crash. That's crazy.
Yeah. From what I saw in the video, it sounds like his throttle got stuck. I'm not sure
For
if
me,
I heard that correct.
It also, because I was standing by the start line and I was speaking to Niku, short Niku, and I just heard the car carrying on, and I didn't see a chute deploy. And I still told him, hey, he didn't pull the chute. He's like, no, he stopped, he's fine. Then they radioed from the tower, listen, the sock didn't stop. And then, that's when. Yeah,
so I'm not sure if it was a failure on the chute and something with the throttle went wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be the worst luck ever, but it happened.
But also knowing Rian May, that looks pedal to the metal. I don't think he realized he passed the 400 meter. He must be at his foot flat.
Because he was dark,
he still wanted to go.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate. But like I say, with the cars getting faster, it's going to happen.
You need your safety your safety measures in place.
Yeah. I mean, at Midval with the cash days, we saw obviously Makulubos, and then there was some cars that was not as fast that also had some issues, but I mean, it happens. It's
part of racing. Against one of our cars that BM spun out as well, he saved it.
Yes.
It's it's a BMW driver, it's expected for BMW drivers, Mustang drivers.
Actually, the 340i went off. He just clipped the side and he came back. But that one was pretty far out.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like past the 200 meter mark, if not mistaken. So it happens. It happens. And then obviously we spoke about them Leon's time, but there was some times at cash days as well. Alicia with the S3.
Yes.
She set the new altitude record for hybrid turbo. Running a 9.7 something. I just posted that video 2 days ago. I can't even remember the time, but it was a 9.7 something.
Classes and in the 140.
972 for Alicia. 972, 150 at 226.
I know they've been struggling with the car for the longest time, but it seems like they finally got it right, because the previous event they ran a 9.8.
They went 10-0. They dragged 9.8s on the street, but at the event they were having issues and they were going 10.0. But if I'm not mistaken, I think they did
But
do one.
did
run that
they
was
not
a
at the, was it not at the Fast 400 that they did a 9.8? Where they beat the Zell's time and then the Zell came back late in the afternoon and beat it again?
No, I don't think that was.
Was it not?
No.
Okay, but anyway, so it
But yeah,
seems
he's
like
been trying for a long time because
Seems
we
like-
had initially in 2019 we had the S3 record, and then since then he's been trying. But the nice thing is about that oak, he doesn't give up. Yes, he's been forever and a day, and he's such a lacquer oak. You know, that oak's friends, like, you know, we've been speaking for a long time, and the stuff that he's thought of and, you know, tried, that oaks told him no, it's not going to work or whatever. Well, it's working now.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
no, he
I mean,
deserves
the time's
it.
on
Him
the
and I
board.
deserve it. She's a better driver than him, just so you know, Jean.
I mean, I'll put up the footage of what happened around one at Cash Days against Wimian Kutsia. Did you see that? That was John driving.
Yeah, no, I
As
didn't.
soon as Wimian
Oh, he
Kutsia,
jumped, man.
as
He
soon as
jumped.
Wimian Kutsia bumped on the stage,
Yeah,
like
he
John
went.
was out, and I'm
Yes,
like,
yes.
oh no. But anyways, so the other one was Insane Racing.
Insane Racing
Leon and them.
TTRS, yeah.
That ran a 8.6,
8.6.
8.68,
Yeah.
8.6 something
fast.
there.
And
At
the exit
altitude.
speed, to that exit speed is crazy.
Yeah, that
Crazy.
that was quite the run. I remember standing there on the line and Vic was shouting, because they went, I think they went a 9.0 earlier,
There was a 9.0, yeah.
so they were looking to go into the 8.
Yeah.
And Vic was shouting, is the 8, is the 8? And I was standing there, I was like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be an 8 because
Yeah.
that 60 was crazy. And the time came up 8.6 and I was like, yo,
Yeah, no, they
that
sent
is
it.
deep.
They sent it properly there.
Are we gonna get 899? 86!
8.66 at 267.
Yeah. So it's
Look, Leon can tune. I mean, he's not only a big time drinker, he can also tune on the keyboard. You know what I mean? You must catch Leon on a day when he's like 3 or 4 Jamesons down. I promise you could have a time of your life.
3 or 4 like shots or bottles.
No, proper
Just
solid
asking for a
doubles.
friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, hats off to everyone who ran times recently. Coming back to Talton, it was Leon.
Priyan also.
Priyan?
No, Priyan's been struggling. I mean, he's still slow. 100%. Don't get me wrong. He's
He'll
still slow.
eventually get there, but
He'll
for now
eventually-
it is pretty
I mean, the 8 is
impressive.
not bad. It's a decent enough for him to run 8s.
Yeah.
No shame. He's also, ever since I've known Uncle Priyan, he's always been wanting to do things differently with his car. You know, everyone used to joke around. I joke around with him still today. That's just me, how, you know, with me and him, with our relationship. But he's pulled up his socks, eh? He's moving now.
Yeah.
He's really moving.
Taking the victory, 8.69.
8.6 for Priyan in the left, 11.2 for Zico.
Ricardo obviously moved his PB to a 8.0. I think he came from a 8.2 to a 8.0.
He's ain't done a good cross. 8-0 line.
8.0 at 288.
What other times was there by Talton?
So Cobus hasn't ran the time he wants to run, but he's obviously with the niggles. We obviously know the background and everything else with the bike. I think he's getting ever so closer to that 8.2 naturally aspirated, no gas, no turbo that they're trying to run with the bike. I mean, obviously with the changes that they made, they were pretty much there. It was just obviously stuff never fall in place. And again, with racing, you need stuff to fall in place. You need that perfect 60 foot. Not missing
Yeah.
a gear, you know, everything
Everything
needs
has to be
in.
perfect,
you need
yeah.
that perfect. You need a bit of not a bit. You need some luck. You need
Yeah,
you.
that's the
100%.
difference between drag racing and track racing. With track racing, if you overshoot a corner, you've got 70 more corners
Corners,
during the race. With drag racing, you got 5-6 passes on a day, and if you don't make it happen in those 5 or 6, you're done.
Yeah.
If you miss shift once, your run is botched, go back, you need to try
Go
again.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he's close.
MPH also with their G80 again.
They ran a 9-0 at Midval.
Yeah.
1.368. All the way down the track, ladies and gentlemen, in Clapton 905.
9.05.
And they ran at Mkuzi, they ran 8-8.
Yeah, so they were the first. Oh, there was a back and forth. There was 2 G80s on the day there. There was Naval's one as well, and Uncle Sanjay from the 357 and Envy. They also ran similar times, and they both, well, Yozo and them, or Casper and them first took the record, then obviously Naval and them at the end of the day also then went faster. I think they got the record now, world record on hybrid turbo. Look, those G80s are stupid fast for a hybrid turbo, for a mummy. We don't want to call it a mummy car, mummy wagon, but I mean a car that you could pretty
Yozo
much
is the
daily.
one driving the mummy wagon.
Yeah, he's actually driving the mummy wagon.
But yeah, what did Envy end up running? 8-8 as well, 8-7.
He'll tell you he's that's his role model.
What did?
It
8-8.
was, yeah, it was close.
But still,
Casper his clutches were slipping also, in all fairness, but it's racing. On the day, unfortunately that was what it was.
But 8-8 for those G80s.
No, that's good.
it's-
And you know what I love about Casper? That looks 3 meters tall, giant, but that looks such a humble, quiet oak. You don't ever see him on groups chirping the people or I'm this and I'm that. He's such he's a genuinely lack
I must be honest, when we went to greet them at Midval, for a moment now I thought it was Casper, but it was not. It was actually Yozo that he actually gave me a warning. So I probably would have to find out from him if I can put in the other name or if I have to beep it out, because he was pretty serious about that. But yeah, for those G80s, I must I'm extremely impressed. Last year in Cape Town, I remember they ran, what was it, like a 9.3 or something?
Yeah.
And I was thinking, flip, this is fast, and they just went half a second quicker than that.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're stopping anytime soon.
No, look, Casper's competitive, Yozo's competitive. You know, you're not in this sport or in this format of racing or in any format of racing if you're not a competitive person. You're always going to chase. It's like what we said also the other day, me and Neelan were having the discussion. 9s were the goal, and we said that's it, and we're done. Car will go up for sale, it's done. Funny enough, we didn't even speak about ever selling the car. We thought about how we're going faster now. You know, that's just how it's always going to be. You're always going to find, you always want to find, an error and an excuse to say, I could have went faster, so I want to fix this and I'll go faster.
Yeah.
And that's where, it all starts
and
again.
if you run a time, you always think, maybe if I change this, I can do better here, or maybe if I improve this. And speaking about Neelan and the 9s, the GX went its first 9s on its, what was the first event out, first proper event?
No, that car's also he's been struggling a lot with the car. He had issues for a while, side shaft issues and diff issues. And eventually now, we tested the car. When we tested at Midval, just a private testing during the week, we went 10-2. Went to a Talton event, went backwards. We were going back in the 11s, but having gearbox issues and so forth. And now, I wouldn't say it's the first actual event, but it's the first event that everything went smoothly and we didn't have breakages or issues or whatever. 9s, we saw 9s after a lot of effort from him.
What was the best time there again?
9.8. So funny enough, the weekend prior to Talton, we were busy working on the car, and I took a marker. He went to make food for us. He made a lacquer mutton curry. So I took a marker, like I do with Cobus in the bike as well. Went in the left corner of the passenger windscreen, inside in the corner right, I wrote the time, 9.8, and I wrote the eggs at 2:32. We ran a 9.8 at 2:33. So close.
Yeah.
It was there. But he was chuffed. He deserves it. That'll put a lot of hours and time into the car. Obviously, I've been fortunate enough, and thanks to Neelan for letting me drive his car. It's not just anyone that'll be like, pilot my drag car. It's a lot of money involved. Anything can happen. We've had a few, I wouldn't say shortcomings, but I can imagine if I was the owner of the car on the side, watching you go down and the car's going sideways.
Yeah, if it's your car and something goes wrong, you would expect to be at least in charge of it and not have someone else make the decisions on your behalf. But yeah, you've done well in the car.
Yeah, he's given me full rights. That's the lacquer part. So it's like, he tells me, go, send it. So break it happens.
So I'm pretty sure we'll see a 9.5 sometime soon.
Yeah, I think once you get the 60 foot right, again, obviously Neelan takes a lot of pride in doing things. I wouldn't say like himself as such, but he likes to learn in the process and also be like figure out things, if that's it. Like he knows we can go to people for the suspension and get the suspension sorted out, but he's like, okay, listen, let's figure it out ourselves. Let's see, because again, we made changes like I explained to you earlier. We made changes, we thought we were worse off when we started, but after the changes we were worse off, but we didn't know that, because what we saw on the draggy time versus Talton's timing, we thought we were progressing, but we weren't. We were actually going backwards. So in all due respect, that 9.8 could have actually went a little bit better had we not, we went better than a 9.8 if we actually just stuck with what we started off with.
Yeah.
Because all we did was we added a little bit more boost as we went through the day. So the exit went up. 60 foot was going backwards, exit was going up. So, we were fighting against ourselves, but the impressive part is that cars making decent amount of power to exit to, I think the highest exit for the day was a 236, which is fast, for a, 2 liter 4-cylinder car. Nothing, no fancy turbo, it's got a decent sized turbo, it's not a big turbo. So yeah, there's potential at 2-bar boost, that it's quick, it's moving.
Yeah,
it's
and one thing I can say about Neelan, what I've noticed I can't tell you how many events now, but he's on the line. Not even when his car's not racing, he's on the line, he's checking the other people, what they're doing on the line. He's checking the suspension setups, how they come off the line, how they leave the line. I've noticed that from him, and you don't see that often from people at the tracks. Usually they're busy with their own cars and they go to the line when they're racing and then back to the pits. Neelan is standing there on the line and he's watching everyone, he's making notes, I can assume. So it's off to him. I mean, it's well deserved.
He's also very, like I say, he's very passionate about racing. For a long time, you were sidelined, obviously, with the car having issues and whatever. He would still come to an event, help whoever it might be, help myself, help his other friends that also race. He's genuinely passionate about racing.
He's always
and
at
you
the
see,
track.
and I mean, he's been racing for a very long time. Obviously longer than what I've been. I've met Neelan through Opals, because obviously I was also an Opal guy. He used to do the 1Ks that he also did very well with. He went over 300Ks and I won the 1K as well. So we'll have a chat to him when we do interview him at a later stage about that. But yeah, like I say, someone that's also very, very passionate about racing. Not only him racing himself, but the sport itself. So, and again, when we come back from Talton or the Midval, we chat to each other till like 2 in the morning. We're like, okay, we're gonna try this, we're gonna try that. Then we're busy searching stuff and sharing links the whole night. So yeah, no, it's lacquer.
Yeah. One thing that I want to bring up, someone in the previous podcast asked me an interesting question. I'll put up the question on the screen, but what he basically asked me was for us to explain the brackets of racing, so the classes or the brackets. So you want to do that?
Yeah, so obviously the times, there's time brackets. Again, we're a bit unfortunate with the numbers that we get at an event. So we can't actually have all the classes fitting as they're supposed to be per MSA rules. Some have to be shortened because there's maybe only 2 or 3 cars in a 11-second bracket, 11.0 or whatever it might be. So, they then shift the times up to accommodate the numbers that are there, because if you're the only person in that class, then, I mean, what's the point? There's no heads-up racing. So obviously the classes make it fun. I think, again, I enjoy heads-up racing. You obviously in the time of racing at a drag nationals or Talton, you have your eliminations, you get your chance to run your your PBs or whatever it might be. But the actual heads-up racing, for me, that's the most fun. From a driving point of view, from an audience point of view, watching the racing, I really enjoy the class brackets because there's many things, you can cheat. You can chase a race by JP, obviously not at Talton. So that means obviously if you jump a red light and they chase you down, you can win your class. If you sandbag and enter into a class and your car's faster, going back to Yozo, he's dialed in that X3M at a 10.4. So the tune, no matter what, that car goes 10.4. So he'll have his foot flat, it's only going to go 10.4, and hence why he's won, I think, the last 3 or 4 cash days with that X. So it's consistency as well, but it's smart racing. We lined up against Johan Kutsia with one of the customers' cars on the weekend at the cash day. So we knew the type of racer he is, he's going to chase. But our car was not faster than him, but I told him jump because I knew he's going to chase him. And you know, we took that gamble. So that's what I like about the heads-up racing and class racing, because it's not only the fastest person that might win. You know, there's a lot of thinking involved, driving skills involved. So yeah.
Yeah, and to jump in there, a lot of people comment on the videos that they don't like the Chase is a Race. For me, it's not, at that point, it's not about who's the fastest.
Yeah.
At that point, it's about who's being the clever one between the two.
Yes, that's
So,
exactly it.
I mean, if the guy jumps, you can sit on the light.
Yeah.
You've got every right to sit on the light and you win your race.
Yes, yeah.
But if you are not paying attention and the guy next to you jumps and you chase him,
Or the
then the
nerves.
race is on. Then you need to go and catch up to him. So, like JP explained it to us, he'll never run a Chase is a Race thing on a big event, but on a cash days, I mean, it's for fun, it's for money.
100%.
It's not for title or anything. So yeah, I like that. And like you explained now with the brackets, I just want to add on there. So with the time brackets, let's take SA Nationals for example now. So you'll have let's say a 9.0 to a 9.499 class, and then you'll have a 9.5 to a 9.999 class. So it's like 0.5 increments, and then on the slower classes where there's not as many entries, they will go on 1 second increments to fill up the classes. That is one aspect of it. The other aspect is some tracks, some instances, they do it different. They have got like a rear wheel drive slick or a rear wheel drive street. But what I don't like about that is you can have a 10-second rear wheel drive car going up against a 15-second rear wheel drive car.
Yeah.
So I like the time bracket stuff because, you know, let's say you dial a 10.4, you run in the 10 to 10.0 to 10.5 class, and you know everyone is bunched up pretty close. So it's going to be tight racing all round.
Yeah.
And then you get I can't remember if they run SA drags like that, but I know Talton does it like that if they do competition. So let's say you dial a 10.4, or I dial a 10.4 and Rahul dials a 10.1. So I'll go 0.3 seconds before Rahul.
Yeah, so Drag Nationals doesn't do that. They don't do that.
So Talton does that,
yes,
So
but
that is even more closer, because that means if I leave 0.3 before him, we should end at the finish side by side if both of us have a perfect run.
But you can't go faster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't go faster, he can't go faster. So I can go, for instance, a 10.5, but I can't dial a 10.4 and go a 10.3. Then I knock
Then you
myself
knock
out.
yeah.
But
the
that
last-
is extremely close.
That's fine. But that's
I
the
enjoy
handicap
that.
racing. So the last one now at Talton wasn't like that. So you still give your dial-in time, but they don't delay the lights. I think with the handicap, they
You
don't actually give you the
set
delay.
off together.
You set off together. But again, with the drag racing, you miss a gear, you're done. You sleep on the line, you're done. If you're out of boost, you're done. So yeah, but the handicap, I enjoy handicap. That's like
Yeah, that for me is the most fun form.
Yeah.
And usually when that comes on, you see the guys by the start line, it is packed.
Packed.
Everyone is standing there and waiting.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same feeling as cash days, but like I said, cash days that's a bit different.
Yeah, no, it is. And you know, again, with JP's been doing cash days from street racing days, and it's always been a vibe. Like, you know, cold weather, Oaks were still out there, numbers, we still had lack of fun. And yeah, I think the next cash days, he said there's one more, I think, for the year. I think 1 or 2 more.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think he said there's 1 or 2 more. So yeah, Oaks come down, follow the 011 Street Society page to come and check the dates, or whenever 011 Street Society is having the events. I see Midval's having their monthly events again.
I saw that, yes, I saw that. There's actually a lot of events coming up. There is SA Nationals round 2 now at Daisy. Then the Midval is the weekend thereafter, the end of July. End of July. Then
it's the 28th or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the start of August, we've got the ladies event at Midval. And the guys were saying earlier that there's a front wheel drive shootout thing at Daisy, which that was the first thing I've heard of, or the first time I've heard of that. End of August, there is Zeerust. I'm going to be making my way out to Zeerust to film that, so I'll put that up on for you guys. Then we've got one more round of Talton, which I don't know the date. Have they set the date? They haven't set the date for Talton, and there's going to be 2 more SA National Drags coming up. We've got those dates. I have them on my phone. I'll put them up. So yeah, there's a lot of drag racing coming up now. It feels like the year started off slow,
Yeah.
and now that we passed the halfway mark, now everyone is
Everything's-
pushing for
everything's
events.
there,
Yeah.
But the year's pretty much done.
And Midway has a, I don't know if you saw on Facebook, they've got a massive event coming up.
No.
They've got, I'll put up the details on the screen once again, but they've got like a whole motor fest thing. There's going to be show and shine, some off-roading stuff, drags, people singing, lofi.
Boere orkest.
Yeah, there's going to be so that's going to be a massive event.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a weekend thing, if not mistaken.
You're
like a
definitely
cell.
going.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 10 or 20 Ks for me.
You just
so
had an excuse to drink Brandewijn again.
I'll actually probably go to work to film the event. I'm actually going on this coming Sunday. There's a small event at Midway. I know there's going to be some guys that's going to test at Midway before they leave for SA National Drags. So I'm going to go there and see what the guys are getting up
Yeah.
to. I know George is going. George with the Fiat X19. He said he's going to Midway to test. Gunther is going. He's got his push rod fixed back up.
I saw that on the
so
group, yeah.
he's ready for round 2. He's going to be testing, and then I'm not sure who else we'll see at Midway. But yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of events coming up.
We forgot about Bloom this weekend, the past weekend in Bloom. So that Herman Mostert with that track, with not having traction, went 8.2. I don't remember the exit speed, but 8.2 on that track.
8.2. And his
with the
PB was a
1400.
8.7, I think. If
So
not
no,
mistaken.
he did go 7.9 with the 1400.
No, at that track.
Oh, at that track.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I
okay,
think
okay,
his
okay.
previous time was 8.7
Oh, okay,
at that track.
Yeah. So 8.2 now at that track, dude. I tell you, if he comes to Tarleton, he's obviously in the sevens. It doesn't always work that way, but
Yeah,
on paper it,
it
should.
should. Yeah,
It's
it
impressive.
should.
It's impressive.
But last time I spoke to him, he's building another bucky.
I heard someone did tell me that. I don't
So
know.
I'm not sure how
don't
much events is left in that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, when that one is out, it's always fun to.
I'm curious to
fun
see what
it.
Nati comes back with.
When he's coming back, or with what he's coming
With
back.
what? And when? Must be soon.
So
Knowing
as-
him must be soon.
As far as I'm aware, he's building a station wagon Cressida. He actually started the build before his accident.
Okay.
His plan was to retire the green one, put it up on the wall somewhere or something
It
like
is on
that.
the wall now, though. Yeah.
Yeah, so he, as far as I'm aware, he started to that before the accident.
Accident. Yeah.
I was speaking to him the other day, and he was busy with the roll cage and the stuff. So
Okay.
so work is being done
Also
on
a
it.
cool toppy. Awesome toppy.
Yeah.
Must check that out sitting on my bike. I think I must send you that picture.
You
Yes,
should.
man.
You
Yes,
should.
it looks like a little 50cc Pee-wee.
Yeah, but with his new car, look, the old one was nice, but I'm pretty sure the new one is going to be a step above that. I mean,
That, yeah.
yeah, so I'm excited to see
Yeah,
that.
that car of his was very pretty. Very,
Yeah,
very pretty.
and like I say, he's very meticulous. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the next one is going to be even better than the old one. I'm pretty sure with Herman it's going to be the same thing. I mean, you're not going to spend all the time and money to build exactly what you had.
Yeah.
You're gonna go better, make sure that the safety is better, make sure that everything is better on the vehicle. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
100%.
excited to see them.
Quentin Boylan, his car, obviously he had an issue the last Tarleton event. You're a big Honda fan, yellow Hondas to be specific.
Yeah, so I'm still not sure which one you're talking about. You're talking about the all-wheel drive or the
The
rear-wheel
all-wheel
drive?
drive, the all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So that thing is also very, very quick.
yeah.
That thing is stupid.
Yeah,
fast.
so I think he threw a rod,
Yeah.
made a window by the block.
Made a window by the block.
But as far as I'm aware, they said that they had over 100 runs on the car.
Yeah, he did post something on
So-
Facebook about how many runs
Yeah.
he had here. But again, it's normal to break. People want to hide when their cars break. It's going to break. F1 racing, gearbox went on the Mercedes. It's going to happen.
Especially if we do to them what we do to them. I mean, if let's say your car is capable of running a 9.5 and you tune it to run 10.5. If it breaks, then I mean that's stupid.
Yeah.
But if you're running 9.5s and you're trying to go 9.4, 9.3, something's got to give at some
Yeah.
stage. I mean, it's not
100%.
going to last forever. Then you find out what's the next weak spot, you improve on that, come back.
The vicious cycle of racing.
Yeah. So Quentin's EG threw a rod. The rear-wheel drive, I'm actually excited for that. It was not at the last event, but I remember he was having issues at, I think it was round 2.
Yeah.
He was having issues with it on the line to something with the air or something with the shifter or something wasn't lekker. but it's small niggles. I mean, it's the first time the car was out.
Yeah.
And you know how it goes. You'll go and test at a private event. Everything would work out perfectly fine. Put the car in a trailer, leave it for 3 days, take it to the track, and
Doing funny
nothing
stuff.
wants to work.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how it goes. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see that one come out.
So next one we see new Daisy. Yeah, I would have loved
No,
to
no,
race
like I
Daisy.
say, Sunday is going to be midway. Pretty sure I'll film some of that. Some of the 011 guys, their journey on their way to Daisy.
Yeah.
Then it's Daisy, then I'm pretty sure I'm going to do the ladies event. Beginning of August, end of August is going to be Zeerust. And then like I said, I must check when's round 3 of SA National Drags, because I'm pretty sure the next 2 is going to come up
Yeah.
pretty close to one
I
another
think
now.
we should maybe do, well, we did it last year, but either Kilani or, because I haven't done a coastal one this year. Then we take a few customers take him with his slow
Kalani
BM.
is for me is the best. The whole
Killarney-
vibe, everything, it's
well-
the best.
Peas also lekker. Peas also lekker. Just a stopping distance. Again,
Or we must just do both.
ooh, we need sponsors. No, I think one coastal. Look, last year I was spoiled. When Marius took my bike everywhere, him and Cobus. It is a costly affair to do. You know, hats off to all the Oaks that participate, drag nationals,
Event
race all
after
around.
event
You know,
after event, yeah.
we literally it was we would do Mkuzi, come back, do a midval, back Daisy, back Mkuzi again. It was crazy.
Okay, funny story. Do you know when we came from Dalton, after the third event, we had a street to strip that we were at. I wasn't filming. Cobus went to test the bike.
Mm.
Do you know how close we were to leave for Mkuzi coming back from Dalton?
No, believe me, I know anything is possible with that.
Cobus sent Phineas to look for fuel, and he didn't
Really?
have enough fuel. Otherwise, we would have been
No
on our
wait.
way
Yeah,
straight from Dalton.
that looks
Because
mad.
I think he phoned Louis, and Louis said the traction is good, everything is sharp, and Cobus
Yeah.
was like, the bike is together, let's go.
Yeah.
And he didn't have fuel, but we were nearly on
Almost
our way.
on the way.
No clothes,
I mean-
nothing, just send it straight out.
That trip, yeah, we got stories to talk for days about that Mkuzi trips. I mean, the few that we've done, we actually grateful to be here today.
So Mkuzi, we get there on a Friday, the track opens, Saturday's racing, Sunday's racing, we leave Sunday straight after the racing. But a Mkuzi trip always feels like more of a holiday than a racing event.
Yeah.
Although we still work pretty hard and all of that stuff, but it feels like a vacation,
Vacation, yeah.
more than any other
Racing.
event.
Yeah. It's just that also, yeah, that trip back, yeah, it gets to me. I mean, Cobus especially, that dog at least naps while he's driving, so he doesn't feel as tired by the time he reaches Joburg.
Yeah, but I mean, it's bad. It's like I say, we get there on a Friday, the track opens on a Friday, Saturday's racing, Sunday's racing, and then Sunday at what time we leave? 6, 7 o'clock?
Yeah.
We leave to come back home,
yeah.
so we get
And
here
I mean, the roads are
Monday
shite.
morning. Yeah.
Yo, those roads are terrible.
But I think that's
what we do for racing.
one of the best events for me.
yeah,
As a group, you know,
yeah.
like the whole memories that's created there,
Yeah.
the trip going there, coming back, everything.
It's fun. From the time we leave here till the time we reach there, there's drama. There's always something.
Yeah.
I mean, he almost got arrested the last one that two Mkuzi trips back, he almost got
Yeah.
arrested and never raced.
At least we had enough Coke and KFC money on us to keep him out of the cells.
I've never seen Cobus that stressed in my life before.
I mean, man was ready to run for the hills. Can you remember?
That was the best story.
And the
because
hills was far away.
it
Let's
was
not
far.
lie.
So I'll never forget, I get to Cobus Day while the Oaks got him in the back of the cop car. And Cobus is looking at me stressed. And I'm busy talking to this Oak and I'm whatever. So it's an embankment up this way and it's obviously down this way and the villages in Mkuzi. So this Oak walks to the front of the car. Cobus chooses he's gonna run for it. I said, are you mad? What do you mean you're gonna make the run for it? It's like, no, I'm going. This Oak's gonna arrest me, I'm running. You'll take the bus and go back to the track. I'm thinking this Oak's talking shit. This Oak's ready to start pacing. So he's like, no, he'll phone us, he'll meet us somewhere at the bottom. He's gonna run downhill. I'm like, dude, you're a white oak. You're gonna stand out here like a sore thumb. Tell me they're not gonna find you.
But in a village with no reception, who's he gonna phone?
He was adamant. He was ready to go for it.
Yeah, he was stressed.
But memories.
I don't think that joke is going to translate as well as it was in person.
No. But look, we were all stressed. I mean, we were all tense.
Yeah,
in the bus, but
at least we can laugh afterwards.
We can laugh about it. He doesn't find it that funny, but I mean, it was quite funny.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's going to be it.
Yeah.
I think we had a good one. We are going to be, I'm not going to give a shirt away this time. I'm going to give a cap away. I've got CCD caps, so I'll give a cap away.
I also will give one away. I just, funny enough, also got caps. That
you got a Colab one?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give away 2 caps. You guys know the drill. Leave a comment on the video. Next podcast we'll pick 2 winners. We'll send out caps to each one of you all free of charge. That's going to be it. I'll see you guys at one of the events. There's a lot coming up, so see you guys there. If you guys have any questions, I was going through my phone earlier looking for questions from previous podcasts. I only found the one of the timing. But if you guys have any other questions that you want to know about the racing scene or whatever, drop them in the comments down below. I mean, you stand a chance to win a cap just by commenting. So drop them in the comments down below, and on the next one that me and Rahul sit together, we are planning on having on a couple of guests after this one, but the next one we sit down together, we will get to the questions again and answer them for you guys. So drop them in the comments and we'll get them answered for you guys. Thank you, guys.
Just to add on to that, guys, before we obviously call it a day, Etienne's tired. He wants to go home and have a brunner vein. We just want to apologize. Obviously, we've seen in the comments also about the mic issue. It was my mishap. I pressed the mute on the last one. Guys, again, obviously, we're not I wouldn't say we're not trying to be professional, but it's a casual discussion that we have and interview people. You know, mistakes happen. You know, things that we say, things that we talk about, video footage or microphone issues or mishaps or whatever. It's for the fun of it, you know what I mean? But we do appreciate everyone that follows his channel, follows the podcast. Etienne is a celebrity. The other day we walked into a shop and they're like, oh, it's a guy from CCD video. Yeah.
And I was not with you.
And you were not even with us. They were like, he does a ginger guy. But yeah, guys, also obviously you can see our sponsors. When we say our sponsors, it's friends, companies, and people who sponsor Etienne CCD video channel. You'll see their logos there, guys. If you want to have your company logo or be on the podcast, get in contact with Etienne, chat to him. And yeah, you're more than welcome to obviously come here, whatever form of business you're in the industry, whether it's car detailing, selling shampoos for cars or mags or tire shop, whatever it is, guys. If you want to come and chat or have your logo up on the screen and advertise, make contact with Etienne, and then we can have you here.
It can be any business, but it's always better to do car stuff because we reach out to the car family, you know, so the guys that watch our stuff is watching car related things. So if you got a car related business, that is the best way.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
But yeah, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you. See you guys in
Peace
the next
out.
one.
Mute.